What's up, guys? Welcome to my first podcast in a really long time. Today I'm going to be talking about Captain America Brave New World. Um, so yeah, I just watched that movie about a week ago. And going into this movie, it really felt like because the critics were really going off on it, and I had a feeling that I was going to enjoy this movie. So I don't know if it's like kind of that confirmation bias type of thing, but I think that after I watched this movie, I really think that I haven't enjoyed a movie like this since probably like Avengers 1. Um like I and if you guys don't know, Avengers 1 is my favorite MCU movie of all time. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was what really got me into the MCU, but I think Avengers 1 was really like my favorite. It still is, and probably always will be my favorite Marvel movie. I don't know if Avengers Doomsday is gonna top that, but I really have not enjoyed an Avengers movies, a Marvel movie like this since Avengers 1. Is it a perfect movie? Probably not. Um, but this movie really, it really made me enjoy Sam as a character. It really made me kind of have hope in and be like it made me more excited for what they have planned for Avengers Doomsday. And I think when this movie was first being made, it was still they were still kind of under the impression that Avengers Kang Dynasty was going to be the next Avengers movie. And by the way, this is like a spoiler podcast. It's just I'm just gonna be talking about it. This isn't in any way, shape, or form review. This is just me as a fan wanting to talk about this movie. And essentially, I walked out of that theater feeling really hopeful for what Marvel has in store, and it really has me excited for what Thunderbolts is going to be. Especially seeing Sebastian Stan in this movie. Yeah, he is in this movie. For a very brief scene, but it was like well worth it. Probably in the third act of the movie, and it really, like you can see that his hair's like gotten longer at this point. And because you know that he had short hair in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and you know that by the time Thunderbolts kind of rolls around, he's back to his long hair. And here it's mentioned that he is running for congressman, and he does. We do know that he does win, because of the kind of the set photos, the leaked set photos for Thunderbolts, and at this point, these two movies like in conjunction, both Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts, we kind of knew that they were going to be connected in some way. But I think that this is kind of Marvel going back to their roots of having this connective tissue with all the characters. Now, I believe that in some way Sam Wilson, and I hope nobody, this doesn't kind of trigger anyone, but I think that the way that they're making it look, is that Sam Wilson is kind of the Tony Stark of this new team of Avengers. I'm not saying that he's the same exact character. I'm not saying that he's, they're trying to replace Tony Stark's character, because if anyone were to replace him, it would probably be Rhodey, which I don't know what the status is of Armor Wars, but the whole thing with with him being kind of the first, the name Avengers is really being kind of like showered on him in this movie. Like Ross was like, "Hey Sam, you should bring the Avengers back," and he at the end of by the end of the movie does agree to that idea that the world needs the Avengers. And obviously Joaquin Torres, he was hospitalized, but by the end of the movie we know that he's fine, and he's probably going to be getting a new Falcon suit from the Wakandans, which is I think going to be pretty cool. So we have two official members of the Avengers. I was really hoping that Nick Fury would have made an appearance or a cameo in the post credit scene, but I think that the leader was better than what I was expecting, because, well, first of all, we don't know where Nick Fury really is in this moment. At this moment, he's probably in, the Saber Station, monitoring extraterrestrial threats, but we know that the next Avengers movie is going to be a multiversal threat. So he probably wouldn't really have any knowledge on this other than the fact that Monica Rambeau is stuck in another dimension, setting up a possible Avengers versus X-Men kind of thing. But in this case, I think the leader was very fitting, because if you guys don't know who the leader is in the comics, I'm not really too familiar with the leader other than watching him in Hulk and the Agents of Smash. He's like this very smart guy. He's very smart. He's like the Hulk, but instead of being buff, or not buff, but like very physically strong, he's very intellectually, like, think of the Thinker in the Flash. How the Flash was the world's fastest man the fastest man alive. The Thinker's the fastest thinker alive. So basically, if the Hulk was the Brawn, not LeBron, the Brawn, I was gonna say the Thinker. The leader would be the brains, basically. And basically, the post-credit scene mentioned how there are other worlds, basically, like other alternate Earths. He kind of insinuates that, and in an ominous way, he basically tells Sam that you need to be ready. And I don't really exactly remember what the post credit scene, what he said in the post credit scene, but it's kind of giving like you guys won't be able to stop what's coming. Okay, so, which is very interesting, because I don't know if I guess it works out. It's gonna be a separate podcast, I guess. How different the original Kang Dynasty script was compared to the new Doomsday plot with Robert Downey Jr. Naturally speaking, if they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. in, there's definitely going to be a lot of changes, I would assume, but I think the whole idea is still the same, in that the multiverse is going to collapse, and Secret Wars is going to follow it. So that's kind of where it's heading. But it's amazing how they were still able to use this post-credit scene. I don't know, I don't exactly know. They left it very vague. And right now, I think I've grown to like Sam a lot. I've always liked Sam. I don't think I've ever had anything against him. But it's just he's now kind of the first official of it. I know they said in the marketing that, hey, the next Avenger was Shang-Chi or something like that. But in this case, in world, and correct me if I'm wrong, in world, Sam is the first official Avenger, and he's going to be kind of the Nick Fury this time around. He's going to be the one bringing the Avengers together. And I'm really curious. That's something that I am worried about. Naturally speaking, I don't know how well they're going to be able to make it, to where he recruits all of these heroes, and I don't even know who's going to be on the roster. And there are so many heroes on this earth now that the Avengers, because there's no way, this can't be another Infinity War. Okay, because I know the Secret Wars are coming, but this can't be another Infinity War where there's so many people on the team. But naturally speaking, that's probably what's going to happen. But there needs to be a clear kind of, there's a cosmic team, there's a Earth team, all that stuff. But yeah, that really concludes my, kind of rant. People, y'all need to stop hating on this movie. Just saying. Yeah, thanks for watching.